Hey lovies, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Extreme Tarot. Oh my god, Leo, sorry, I just sat on my dog. Okay. We're off to a great start. Welcome to my channel where we do pick a cards and moon readings. Today we're doing a pick a card reading, 18 plus, woo. Just because we're looking into like sexual energy a little bit, so we're gonna be, well, a lot. We're looking into how men see you in the bedroom. So basically like your vibe, like, you know, whatever, how they're perceiving your energy, like between the sheets, like when you're getting down. So how are they, you know, viewing your energy? And, you know, keep in mind too that, like, say your energy could be different with different people. So like say you pick a pile and it's like say, you know, you're sleeping with someone who's pretty whack in bed. Okay, maybe you have to like fake an orgasm. Okay, it might come through that you seem like, you know, dishonest or something like that, or like they could tell, but that could be just also as a result. But when you're with somebody that knows what they're doing, you could have a completely different vibe. So, you know, it could also be like kind of split like that. Like, so just keep that in mind. So anyway, all right, so I have 3 piles for you to choose from. Pile 1 here, woo, oh my god, with the honey calcite. Pile 2 with the titanium rose quartz. And pile 3 with the raw tiger's eye. This is like so cool. I love this crystal. Ah! All right, so go ahead guys, pause the video if you need to, pick your pile, and I will see you there. Alright guys, so if you chose pile 1 with the honey calcite, this is going to be a reading to see how men perceive your sexual energy. What are they thinking when you're getting intimate with them? Let's take a look. So I pre-shuffled some oracles. So the first card we have is the trickster energy. Transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. The second card we have is the gambler, willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. And then it says relying on luck rather than hard work is the shadow. Oh, the shadow here is manipulating others through duplicity. I'll see just whatever one resonates when we look at all the cards. And then we also have damsel, understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. And the bottom is waiting for a knight to provide for you. Seduction by romantic illusion. I guess let's start with these. So what am I getting from this? Well, with the trickster, transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior, I'm more so getting the light attribute. I feel that, oh, you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to see how men see you before. Okay, so let's do that too. And then we'll look at like, this is like in the bedroom, and then I'm going to grab some of these traits just to see how men see you a little bit before you get into it. Moody. Okay, so I could see you as like emotional, moody, something like that. Warm. Okay, let's just get 3. Defensive. Okay. All right, so moody, warm, and defensive. So I feel like you could be somebody that, like, again, you have sort of like a very like emotional kind of a vibe. With the defensiveness, I feel like that's them saying that they don't think that you would kind of like let anyone get up in there. You know what I mean? They think you're like selective is more what I'm getting. With the damsel, it's kind of like a romantic figure. Like maybe they see you as somebody that's like waiting for something real or something like that. But anyway, so we have the honey calcite, which makes me think of a very sweet, warm person, like an ooey gooey kind of a person. Yeah, just like very sweet and stuff. So that I feel like then when you get in the bedroom, Leo, honey, you got to move over because now I'm stepping on you. Go. Come on, honey. I'm not mad at you, but come on. We go through this every day. I can't. So anyway, they see you as this like more emotional person. So then I feel like once you get in the bedroom, like something kind of changes. transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. Trickster energy is kind of like the magician energy. So I feel like almost like a different side of you sort of like comes out that people aren't expecting. I feel like you almost like, because again, maybe they're seeing you in this like damsel energy where they think like, oh, they're just a romantic person. They kind of expect you to be more like passive or something. But I feel like once you get in there, it's almost like you're maybe a little proactive, like you got some tricks up your sleeve with this trickster, and oh yeah, tricks up your sleeve with the magician energy. Maybe you have some like techniques that you're like good at, or you just sort of, maybe you're really good with your hands because the way that like these hands are like or people just feel like, whoa, like, you know, like they're very like surprised that your sexual energy, I feel like, is very different from the way you seem just in your everyday life. And then gambler, willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you, relying on luck rather than hard work. So I feel like with this, I'm almost getting a sense, well, first of all, I'm almost getting like a sense that you might engage in some like a risky behavior, like sexually, like, you know, not wrapping it up or something like that. I mean, that's just like one way you could take this, like taking a gamble, like, you know what I mean? Well, like, why not? But at the same time with the gambler, I feel like you're a lot more adventurous in the bedroom than people would maybe think. I feel like you like to try things, even like this person's blindfolded here, so it could even be something like that, where, like I was saying, like you have little tricks up your sleeve, like, or maybe even like, what am I getting from this? Like maybe even like tying people up, or you like pull out some handcuffs or something like that with the trickster. Like, yeah, because even with the hat, like when people pull like a rabbit out of the hat, it's like you're like, oh, I have this blah blah blah, and people are like, what, you? Like I feel like people get surprised. And even if you don't have like actual stuff, like props, I should say, like I feel like people just are surprised by your energy in general. Like they feel like the rabbit, oh, like a rabbit is like a very sexual like animal, like it's associated, you know? So maybe that's something like just like pulling like the rabbit is you. Like they're like, whoa, like I can't believe this. Like something like that. And then with the damsel energy though, I feel like even if you do come off as like a little bit aggressive or something like that, or not aggressive, but I think a lot more like into the sex than people would think. I feel like people don't even see you as like a sexual person, maybe because they see you more as like you're someone that wants a relationship or something like that. But yeah, like I feel like once, I just like forgot what I was saying. I feel like once that they're in the bedroom with you, like I was saying, you surprise them. And but I think there is still this very receptive feminine energy as well. I feel like even if you do have some ideas and things like that, I feel like you still like allow them to take the lead in a way. Like you might have some ideas or something like that, which does surprise them, but I feel like you're still almost, even with this blindfold, it's almost like you kind of let them take the lead or something like that. And I think people do, they do enjoy that, or at least they like notice it about you, like that you can still get in like your feminine energy, and sort of, not that you should, or, and sex is like up to you however you want to do it, but I feel like people have noticed that too, that even though you're kind of like, oh, blah, 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 let's try this, like you do kind of like still stay in a more passive energy. Like maybe I'm trying to think of an example, but like if you're someone that likes to get like thrown around a lot, like, you know what I mean, like, or that's like what your like ideas are, something like where you're more like submissive and they're more like, what's the word, dominating, like you let them dominate kind of, but maybe just throw out an idea or two, or you seem to really enjoy that domination and people are like, whoa, like, you know, like I didn't really expect that. But yeah, with the blindfold on, walking on a tightrope, almost like you'll, or maybe you're also, another thing is that you're more open to like trying things than people would think too. Even if it's not your idea and it's their idea, like, you know, like with the blindfold, like leading forward. All right, so let's get the next set of cards and see what we have here. All right. Crocodile. Okay. Yeah, like a crocodile, is like because it is like an aggressive sort of an animal, but it's also an animal that like lays in wait, like, you know what I mean? Like it's in the water, it's like peeking its eyes out, like, and it's stalking its prey in a way that's like, it's like very in tune, like with like, what was I reading about crocodiles? It's like, it's very in tune with like the pressure in the water, like it uses like a lot of it uses, they say like crocodiles can be a sign of intuition because they can tell by the pressure in the water where their prey is and like capture them more easily and things like that. So maybe that's something where you can kind of like instinctively know what's like, yeah, even this is talking about intuition. You can kind of instinctively know what someone needs in the bedroom and sort of like give that to them. Like you're very observant, I would say. And I feel like, again, you are very like aggressive, or like maybe aggressive isn't the right word, but like a lot more like into the sex in like an animal way than people would think, I would say. Like I think your passion or your intensity or something like that like really like spark like really is something people notice because it's such a contrast from who they perceive you to be before they like get you, you know, in the sheets with them. So crocodile, what else? Anything else? I mean, with the teeth, I mean, maybe you're into like biting, but it could also mean that people can tell that you really like enjoy like because, you know, crocodiles, like when they catch their prey, like a lot of times they don't even chew it, like they just swallow it whole, kind of a thing. So maybe, oh, well, that could be something about your skills with oral sex or something like that. Like, God bless. But like it could also be what was I saying, swallow it whole, almost like you're satisfied really quickly, kind of a thing. Like it doesn't take much to kind of like you get really into the sex, like into your body, like into your instincts or something like that. And you really like let loose, like, yeah, with that blindfold, it's like you kind of like get really into the sex, like you can just like transition into that like mode like really easily and just get super super into it. And then we have the lithium quartz. Let's just get the last two. And Pluto transformation. So lithium quartz, again, this card kind of talks about like getting more in tune with nature and really savoring, like, you know, the ocean water on you and things like that. So again, it's like I feel like you really get into the sensations. Number 33 is a master number, and it's also like a the number 3 can symbolize like almost like friendships or like just like really good times. Like maybe you're just a lot of fun. I feel like people like, I feel like you're more fun than people think you would be, because you seem like maybe like, again, moody, sensitive, something like that, like really emotional. So people, I think, have this perception that you're gonna be like, oh, like I'm trying to think of like a good way to put it. Like I think you are feminine and passive in a way, but I think they think you're going to be way more passive and like closed off or something. And I feel like you're very open, aggressive. You're really getting into the sensualness of like the experience here. And I think people are really surprised by that. With Pluto, we have renewal, inner resources, basic instinct. Yeah, instinct, motivation, personal power, evolution, composting, cycles, death, rebirth, subversion, suspicion, obsession, intensity, reckoning, taboos, clearing, and extremes. Yeah, I feel like the way that people see you before and then the way that they see you like after or during is such an extreme, like two extremes. And even this is talking about taboo, so maybe like you're into like some taboo shit, and again, people see you as this little pure damsel and they're like, oh my god, like who knew this person was this not crazy, but just like, whoa, like I don't know. But intensity was here, and I think I was saying that like, right, like the intensity, like the sexual intensity that you bring to the table is definitely something people notice. You could have some Scorpio in your chart with Pluto being here. And what else does it say? Personal power. Again, I feel like you don't come off as a very powerful person. I feel like it's almost like you, like, remember how I was saying you're like more submissive, but it's almost like you're more submissive to be more powerful, if that makes sense. Like you know how to like play, I don't know, play dead, not play dead, but like play dumb or something in order to like let the man think that they're like in control, but really like you're like almost like controlling them, like, you know what I'm saying? Because wasn't there something about, I thought there was something about power on this card, but I don't think there is. But understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. I feel like you can almost like get the upper hand by like appearing to take the lower hand, or like appearing to like be submissive, but really like you're the one in control, and like that's like what you like, or something like that. Like you use your actions to sort of like get the other person to do what you want, or something like that. Very cool. All right, so let's see how your partners view like sex with you in general. Let's see how they view it. Sorry, we're gonna make this one kind of short today. So, okay, we have the, hold on, that was the Eight of Cups, but let me just, how does pile one's person view sex with pile one? How are they viewing it? Okay, yeah, I wanted to come out. Eight of Cups, okay. How does, oh, all right. Judgment. Not the devil, the Tower, excuse me. Oh, the Moon. All right, talk about intensity. Like we have like three major arcanas, like three like very like intense major arcanas: the Moon, the Tower, and Judgment. Oh my God. All right, how is pile one viewed by men when they're having sex with them? And Justice. Wow. All right, so we have like four major arcana. So I think, oh, sorry, I just hit my singing bowl. And then the Four of Wands here. Well, first of all, I think people are very satisfied. Like when the Tower can even talk about that, like a big release, like a big, you know? So I feel like people feel very satisfied with you, and I feel like almost like the sex that they have with you almost makes them want to have a relationship with you or something. Like they see this whole other side to you, and then they're like very intrigued, like whoa, like almost like who knew all that was like hiding under there. And even with the Moon could talk about hidden things. So I think like the intensity that you bring to the table is what's hidden and what sort of comes out in between the sheets here. I don't know why I keep saying it like that. In the bedroom, that's what I named this reading, so we'll say that. But we have the Four of Wands. So people see sex with you overall as a very enjoyable experience, like a celebration, a party, like a really good time. I feel like you could be somebody that also like, remember we had defensive. So we have this Eight of Cups here, and it's like, she's like almost like pushing him off. So I feel like you're someone that maybe doesn't give it up right away. Like, or even if like, you could play like that damsel energy where you're like, oh, I don't know, like, or like you almost like want, maybe you like tease them kind of, almost like you act like, oh, like maybe we will, maybe we won't, like, I don't know, like, and you really get them like worked up or something like that. But again, it's like, it's not like I don't think that you're like grabbing a whip and like just like coming up with some crazy shit. I feel like it's very subtle, like the way that you kind of use your power in the bedroom. It's like almost like emotional, like you almost play on people's emotions a little bit. And there was something here, manipulating others through duplicity. I don't think it's like that, like manipulating through duplicity, but I think you can kind of read people because you are so emotional and kind of almost even see what they need. Yeah, like you can see what someone will be into and sort of like step into that role in a way with the trickster energy. I feel like that could almost be almost like a trickster shapeshifter energy where you can kind of pick up what somebody needs and sort of like, but I don't think that's bad, like in the bedroom, like, you know, like you want to satisfy your person and you kind of can see what they're into, or maybe it's just you're going off of what you yourself are into and sort of like stepping into, and they like it, like, you know what I mean? But I also feel like that we're starting with the Eight of Cups and then ending with Justice is that like maybe at the beginning like people only want sex with you or something, but by the time you have your whole experience here together, it's like they're like emotionally moved. They're like shocked by, you know, kind of like the difference. Even this shows like a family of three. So it's like almost like they're like, whoa, maybe like this is somebody I could have a future with or something like that. I feel like people have a completely different perception of you after they sleep with you, and in a positive way, where they're almost like thinking about, like, it's almost like the sex is so good they don't want anyone else to have it, and like it drives them crazy afterwards, like thinking about somebody else like getting to be with you or something like that. And with Justice here, I mean, I feel like they just see you as this, like, I don't know, like, just really, it's like Libran energy, just almost like, wow, like this is like the best of both worlds here with these two scales, where it's like they really are such a sweet, nice person. Because maybe they categorize you as having like no substance or something, like at first, and then like they see all this like emotional intensity that maybe you just like express in the bedroom, and they're like, oh my God, like this is someone I want to keep around. Like, I like that, like, they're like, in our everyday life, we can just be harmonious and like that Libran energy, but like in the bedroom, it's like this tower energy, like a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets, like, you know, just that cliche kind of thing, you know? Judgment, even that could be like a moment of reckoning that they have where they realize, oh my God, like I almost missed out on this. Like I judged this person or kind of categorized this person in a certain way, and they're just the complete opposite of what I thought. So, all right, pile one, that's what I have for you for how you're seen in the bedroom. I hope that resonated and it was like kind of a fun, enjoyable reading, because that's how I meant it to be. Thank you so much for watching. And if you did enjoy it, please like, comment, or subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, I will catch you in the next reading. Okay, guys? Bye. Hey guys, so if you chose pile 2 and the titanium rose quartz, this is going to be your reading. So to see how men perceive you in the bedroom, like your vibe, your energy, whatever. So I feel like this was a big thing in pile 1, where like the way that they saw them, I feel like I could tell by the crystal. So let's look at this crystal and just see. So it's like rose quartz, it's titanium rose quartz. So it is like a very sweet, loving energy, but it also has this like titanium shell, this exterior. So I feel like on the outside, and maybe this will just help you to know if this is your reading or not, like you could be like very pretty, very, even if you don't feel like you're pretty or whatever, but you could be very like put together with your accessories. Like you always want to look good and sharp and stuff like that. Your appearance is very important to you. Also very self-protective, like you feel like you've had to like build up a shell around you with this titanium rose quartz. That's what I'm getting. So I don't know if that sounds like similar to you at all. Like, let's look at your cards. First, we're going to look at these archetype cards. We have the Hermit, seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. And then the Shadow is withdraws from society out of a fear or negative judgments of others, refusing to help those in need. The next card we have is the Samaritan, refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. The Shadow is exacting appreciation and recognition for the help you offer. And then the third card we have is the Pioneer, passion for doing and creating what has not been done before, and compulsive need to keep moving on. Okay, so this is interesting, very interesting to me. So I feel like what's coming through here is that you could be someone that doesn't really like spend a lot of time with other people. I feel like you could have long periods of being single or long periods without sex, and then by the time like it's time to do it, you're kind of like, I don't know what the word is, but the way that this hermit is looking on this card is almost reminding me of just kind of like, I don't know, like if you touch someone, I've seen this in like movies and TV, like where they're like, if like the light shines in their eyes, they're like, ah, like, you know, but like, and here I'm getting it, if like somebody touches you, you're like, you know what I mean? Like it like jars you. It's almost like at first you could have almost like a response that's like not good, like not good, but like fear-based or something like that. Withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgment. I feel like you have a fear of like maybe of intimacy, or maybe of like just like opening yourself up to people. This hermit looks very closed off. It's like you have a lot of fears, like maybe even trauma, like in regard to sex, which like I hesitate to talk about because I know it could be very triggering. But there's something here where like it's almost like you need some coaxing with the Samaritan, and not in a way where like if you're saying no, someone like should coax you into it. I would never like condone that, but like it's like you've already made the decision, like you want to have sex with somebody and you're very nervous about it. With the hermit, that's like Virgo energy. It's like that nervous, like analytical energy. So I think what I'm getting here is that like depending on your partner with the Samaritan, it could kind of like dictate how the sex is going to go. So like if you have a partner that's not really like picking up that you're very nervous or very I don't know what the word, like almost like traumatized, I keep wanting to say, or like shell shocked, like it's almost like you could be very jumpy. Like I'm getting like a jumpy vibe, like if someone touches you, like because maybe you do go like long periods without sex, but like if you like live alone and stuff like that, and say even you live, I don't know, like far away from your family, like where you're not even being like hugged, like you know what I mean, it's not just sex, it's like all touches, like you know, so you could be very starved for that. It's like almost like you want it, but it's like you're afraid of you're afraid of getting it or something like that. You're afraid maybe of what's going to happen afterwards or something like that. But I feel like with the right person here, I feel like your partner see you though as somebody that is very nervous, as very like almost like closed off, like from at the beginning. But then it's almost like the way that these two twins here, like the one on the or is that trapeze? Is that what you call those things? It's like grabbing, it's almost like if you feel supported, like it's like this whole other world opens up. Does that make sense? And even this always looks like a little head to me, like almost having like a light bulb moment. So it's like I feel like if you're with somebody and you can tell that they genuinely care about you, I feel like you need that in a connection in order to open up. Not that you need it in order to like have sex in general, but in order to have good sex, like you do. Like, you know what I mean? You need somebody that is like gonna like hold your hand first. Like, does that make sense? Someone that you know really genuinely cares about you, refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. I feel like you almost have I feel like this is more about how you feel about yourself, I have to say, than like what other people see about you, or maybe this is just Spirit's way of letting you know what you need in a connection or a sexual connection, and if the ones that you've been having are like unsatisfying. So I feel like refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. I feel like you have this feeling that people aren't going to want to like deal with your issues about sex. Like, you know, if you have, it doesn't have to be like a trauma thing, but it could just be that like I was saying, you've gone like a long period of time, like you're a little like out of practice. You feel like almost like I'm getting like old or dried up or something, which I don't know, like something like that, where you feel like you're just damaged goods, like something like that. I fear of negative judgments of others. So it's like you feel like maybe, and even if you do have some trauma, like which we're not going to really talk about, but like maybe you feel like you need to really like build with somebody, like, and feel very secure and like safe or comfortable, or maybe Spirit is saying like if you do that, like you could have a very like satisfying sex life. Again, this isn't like really my place to say, but I feel like that is like a message coming through. Like if you have the right person, if you are worried that you're never gonna like be able to like enjoy sex again or something like that, I think Spirit is saying like if that's something that you want with the right person that kind of understands that about you and just has a very caring personality and like kind of eases you into it. I feel like you're somebody that needs to go in stages with that whole hand holding thing. Like you have to go like step by step in order to like really like loosen up and kind of get into this pioneer energy, because otherwise it says the shadow is compulsive need to keep moving on. So it's like I feel like you could maybe not even get past like a talking stage. Like a lot of times like you never even get to the sex, because maybe there's like some sort of like with the hermit, that is somebody that is very wise, so maybe you almost like pick up on the fact that sometimes people aren't like good people, or they're not having the best of intentions with you, like they're not in the Samaritan energy, so you sort of like just move on from it before you even like get to the good stuff. But at the same time, like I feel like you're like starved for physical affection. Like this hermit needs a hug, like you know what I mean. Maybe that's like you don't even hug people, like you know what I mean, you don't even like touch other human beings like you know, so like ever, because you just like live alone. Maybe you live like in another, you know, far away from your family, or maybe your family's not a huggy family, like who knows. But it's like you're just very like starved for like personal like affection here, and it's like you want it but you're like afraid to get it, so you're just kind of stuck. um so I feel like that's the message kind of coming through for you here. But I do feel like with the right person, we do have this pioneer energy, passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. I feel like it's almost similar to pile one, where it was like, oh, like once they get you in the bedroom, it's such an extreme, like from who they thought you were before. But I feel like in this case, it's almost like you would have that realization yourself, like, I never knew sex could be like this, or like something like that, where it's like, wow, I never even knew I had it in me, like, you know, that kind of a thing. So like it's almost I don't want to say dependent on you finding the right person. Like, I'm sorry if you don't find the right person, you're just gonna like huddle up by yourself every night, like in your house. Like, it's not like about that. But I think Spirit is saying to trust your instincts. If you feel like somebody isn't like the right person, they could end up doing more damage or something like that. So that's just something to keep in mind. So let's see what else we have. Maybe we'll get more about what people have actually seen about you, or even will see about you like later on, you know? Let me just see. You really can't see that like at all. Well, I guess we already talked about it. Do we need to? All right, so what do we have here? We have the hummingbird spirit. We have fluorite. And we have the first house. All right, we do need to move that over. All right, so the hummingbird is an air energy. The fluorite is also talks about your mind and kind of needing to like calm down a little bit. Fluorite, I almost want to like read it out of the book. What is it, number 24? Oh, I just turned right to it, and then I clarity and purity, clear focus, and end to cluttered thinking. When the way forth is clear, a sense of purpose and enthusiasm arises, and the fog of distraction lifts. Fluorite spirit appears when confusion is about to disperse, giving way to pure wisdom and free, unambiguous intentions. It reminds you that you can achieve clarity by slowing down and consciously choosing to release any confusion or distractions. That could be another thing. People maybe feel like you're like distracted during sex or something, like you're worrying. Like a still pool reflecting the beauty of the sky, a calm state of mind can produce the clarity you seek, allowing your intentions to be pure. Obstacles to co-creating can slip away as you work with fluorite spirit to magnify all that is pure, good, and loving within you. And then let's read the relationship message. In fairy tales, true love at its purest is often the magic that will break the old spell of keeping someone asleep, frozen, or acting out of alignment with who they are deep down. True love from the conscious universe always works like a magic potion, allowing you to let go of false stories about who you are and what you can create and experience. It breaks you out of the debilitating belief that you are not worthy of all you desire. You have been frozen too long, and as you experience the purity of love pouring into you from the conscious universe, you will more easily leave behind the patterns that keep you from the relationship you are entitled to enjoy. You deserve to have all that you long for and more, so work with fluorite to purify your attention. It is here to help you experience your connection to the pure love of the conscious universe that will strengthen you. Wow. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of like the message here, that like you need to have this realization yourself that, like, yes, it's not too much, like, for somebody to want to almost, like, ease you into, like, sex. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost maybe, like, maybe you are a virgin. Like, you know, maybe you've never had sex before and you're really, like, worried about it. Maybe that's why, like, this is coming through like this. So maybe you're kind of worried, like, you feel like no one will ever, like, want to be with you, or no one will ever, like, be attracted to you or something like that. But I think Spirit is saying, like, true love starts at home. You know, you got to believe, like, why wouldn't someone, like, wouldn't I want to do that for somebody else? Like, if I knew that they were insecure or something. It's not like people have to go, you know, come in and, like, validate you for yourself. Like, you need to obviously be able to feel that self-love and feel that, you know, confidence in yourself. But I don't feel like this is about, like, body confidence. I feel like this is more like emotional, and you just feel like people aren't going to want to, like, work through your issues with you if you have any. Like, if you don't have any issues, and maybe this isn't your pile. Like, I don't know. I feel like this pile is, like, very much in their head, like with the cluttered thinking that it was talking about. But with this hummingbird spirit, this is a very free, happy, joyous energy. And it's, like, right next to this pioneer. And these two are at the heart of the reading. So I feel like this is, like, the potentiality. Is that a word? This is, like, the potential for what, like, your sexual energy could sort of, like, grow into with the right partner. So I think there is also a message of don't settle. Don't do it just to do it. Wait for a person that really makes you feel safe. I would say, I really wanted to say safe. And I feel like almost like when you have that sense of security, you'll be more adventurous. Like, you'll be more passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. I mean, and again, that doesn't mean that you're going to all of a sudden, like, you know, pull out all these tricks out of your bag or something like that. Oh, that was a message in pile one. They had tricks. And maybe you will too, but maybe pile one is, like, an energy you could, like, evolve into or something like that. But I feel like almost you'll have this whole, like, it's all about your brain here. Like, you could be somebody that, like, it's really hard for you to, like, disconnect from your brain during sex. Like, you can't, like, get into your body. Like, it's like you're too much in your head. And even, like, yeah, the hummingbird is an air animal spirit or whatever. What does this say? First house, self, physical body, outlook, self-image, life philosophy, consciousness, opinions, awakening, self-awareness, or arrival, expression, gateway, and entry point. Again, like, opinions of others, withdraws from society out of a fear of negative judgments of others. So you could kind of keep yourself isolated because you're just afraid of, almost like I was saying, doing more damage. I feel like this is also saying that, like, you're so worried about your own issues, your own self, like, maybe the way you do look. But I also, like I was saying, I feel like this is more emotional. Your outlook, your self-image, like, you're worried about how you seem to people, even if it's not in a physical way, it's, like, in an emotional way. Like, maybe you're just, like, afraid too, like, you've been out of practice for so long, like, if you haven't had sex in a while, that you're gonna seem like inexperienced to somebody, or just, like, you don't know what you're doing. But it's like you feel a little rusty, and you just feel nervous about it, and you're just, like, overthinking it. I feel like you're overthinking it. Just, like, the idea of sex. And it's like, sex is an amazing thing. Like, it can be an amazing thing, and not always, it doesn't always, like, you know what I mean? But if with the right person, I feel like there's really a need to, like, wait for the real thing. And in the meantime, explore your sexuality on your own. Like, you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. All right. So I feel like weird, like, being like, oh, how do people see sex with you? Because clearly it looks like maybe you're a virgin or you haven't had sex in a while. But this could also be like, how will this person, this, like, true love, like, person that actually truly cares about you, like, how will they see you, like, in the bedroom? Let's look at that. Because, like, this person is coming, or spirit wouldn't be, like, bringing this forward. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Oh, okay. I can't wait to read this energy. Wait, well, I mean, that's just one card, but let's not get crazy. How are they going to view you? We have the Five of Cups. Okay. We have the Six of Pentacles. The Two of Wands and the Three of Wands. Okay, I think this person is really going to understand the importance of, like, yeah, like, the stages. Because we're going from the Two to the Three of Wands, like that. And it's like, here, it's like, look, They're like on a date. They're talking. Here, they're kissing. Oh, she's like letting loose a little bit. Like, oh, I got this sexy, like, what's that, like a garter thing? I don't know what you call that. But I got some like sexy stuff on under here. Like, you know, I'm letting some legs show. Very cute. So I feel like at the end of the day, like they are going to understand. And I think Spirit really wants you to understand that. Sorry. Where's the middle? This is the middle. Okay. That the right person isn't going to just like walk away, like, and of course like the right person is going to want to be willing to like give to you. The right person is going to understand if you're just like not ready. They're willing to invest with the Seven of Pentacles. They're willing to invest the time. With the Five of Cups, that could just kind of point to some, again, like negative feelings on your part, like some sad emotions, like some like sadness or trauma from the past, like I was saying. And again, I feel like this is you kind of sitting here on your own, just like thinking that love is something that you can never have, like sex is something you can never have, like that passion, that juiciness in your life, like you don't really see that as something attainable for you. And yeah, I feel like Spirit just keeps kind of wanting to talk about this, but I think Spirit is really bringing home a message of like, with the right person, everything will sort of feel natural. Like when you talk, it'll feel natural. When you kiss, it'll feel natural. Like, and eventually, like when you start like exploring other things, like in the bedroom, and especially if you are a virgin, I think Spirit also, yeah, is saying like maybe like don't give it up to the wrong person. Not wrong, because like what if you think it's the right person? But like if you're getting like a feeling of like this doesn't feel right, like trust that feeling, I think Spirit is saying. But also it's just it's so tough to be discerning, because it's like you could feel like someone is the right person, or like say you could have fears about a person that could be like based off of trauma, but then it's like how do you know if that's like really your fear or like a valid red flag? So I don't know. Good luck. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I feel like if someone is taking the time to really talk to you and get to know you, like do they seem interested in what you have to say? Are they picking up on your body language and your subtle cues? Or are they just ignoring that you're kind of like talking and just trying to kiss you and like ravage you? Like, you know, and you're just like, all right, like, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Like, you know, that just, if it doesn't feel right, just shut it down. But the right person isn't going to mind waiting, is what I'm getting. That's how they're going to see this as like worth the wait, worth the investment, worth the time that they have to spend like getting to know you. And I don't even think they're going to see it as like, oh, like now I have to just like talk to you like for a week, you know what I mean? And like take you out. I feel like they're going to enjoy it just as much. They're going to enjoy it too. You know, they're going to enjoy like getting down to like the other layers of you. Like, I feel like once like you open the door, they're gonna see like the value of you. Like this is like the looks like Emerald City from the Wizard of Oz. It's almost like this big brown, they're gonna be like, wow, I didn't know all this was underneath. Like I was saying, I feel like it could almost like evolve into like a pile 1 sort of an energy. I didn't do pile 3, so maybe even that, like who knows. But yeah, so sorry if this wasn't like really as juicy as like I wanted it to be, but I do feel like there are some other issues here that needed to be addressed, that Spirit just wanted you to know too. Like the past is the past. You learned your lessons. You maybe went through some shit, or maybe you just had some like lonely nights, like some lonely times here, but there's no need to hide away. The right person is not going to mind like taking the time to like make you feel comfortable and feel happy and secure. So just keep that in mind, okay? All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this reading. I hope you got something useful out of it. If you did, please like, comment, or subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, I will catch you in the next reading, okay? Bye. Hey lovies, if you guys chose pile 3 and the raw tiger's eye, this is going to be your reading. So I feel like you could be a very aggressive person in life. I feel like a tiger is very like, wow, you know? So you kind of could come across as like, you could be a fire sign. You could have fire in your chart, like a lot of fire in your chart. Maybe like your Mars energy is fire, or like your sun sign is fire, like something like that. I feel like you could be a very like outspoken, like with this raw, I'm getting like a raw energy, like keep it real, like express yourself pretty openly, not be shy. I'm not getting a shy energy. I'm getting like a very raw, outspoken, authentic sort of a person. Let's see how that translates in the bedroom, like based on your partner's viewpoints. You have goddess. Oof. The feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. And then the shadow is exploitation of the female, nature, and form. I guess we'll leave it there for now. We have thief. Sheds light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. And stealing money or creative ideas, affection, or other powers you think you lack is the shadow. We have destroyer. Oof. Guys. Releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for new life, and then intoxication with destructive power, destroying others' dreams or potential. All right, so I feel like, whoa, like people are like about it with you. Like they obviously are very physically attracted to you. They see you as a goddess, very feminine energy, but very masculine energy at the same time. Like a very, I feel like you look very like typically feminine, in some ways, even if, you know, like you could have like really exaggerated curves, like, ooh, a booty, because like look at her butt, it's like sticking out. I feel like you could just really like enjoy yourself, because it's like she's like smelling her own armpit. Like it's like, like, you know, like I feel like you could really be like almost like about yourself, and it like translates, and people feel the same way. But people also like notice that you're like very like you know how pretty you are, like, you know what I mean, you're very confident, like you're not somebody that's like, oh, I don't know, like you're like, yeah, like I am a goddess, like bow down. Like kind of like, you know, not like bow down, but like, you know your worth here, like maybe not a little too much, but like if you have a issue with self-worth, it's maybe that you think that you're like, it's like an exaggerated confidence. It's not like, I'm not getting insecurity here at all. Thief sheds light on the potential wealth within you. I feel like people feel like after they have sex with you, almost like, I mean, yeah, like you stole their heart, like you almost like are like very much in control of them after that. Like once they get a taste, they want more. Definitely, I feel like they really like enjoy, I feel like they get intoxicated with you. Also feel like, I also feel like people feel like you have the upper hand and like the power and your connections a lot of the time. So it's almost like you're the one deciding like yes or no, like, you know what I mean, something like that. Like it's up to you, not up to them, like almost like you hold all the power. Releasing what is, I feel like also it's like a big release. Like when people finally do like have sex with you, it's like I feel like people could have like had their eye on you, like, you know, because you are, like I was saying, I feel like you're very naturally like, you catch people's eye, like you are very intriguing to people, like they want you, they see you, like you're very desirable probably by like a lot of people. So that's what I'm getting from those. Let's move this over and let's see what else we have. We have the Swan, the Chrysicola, and the North Node. Okay, so I feel like a lot of people, excuse me, first of all, they see you as very beautiful, again, very feminine. But like I said, like you look feminine, but you're actually, I feel like, a very masculine energy. Like I said, you're the one calling the shots. You're the one, but it's a very like intoxicating combination, like this beautiful, like feminine, like outwardly energy, and like combined with this very masculine energy inside, where not masculine at all, like you are completely feminine as far as like I feel like your looks and the way, you know, that kind of thing. But I feel like there's this strong take charge energy that like just people are like surprised by. because you seem like so feminine. Let me see what chrysocolla is, because I'm not sure. Number 16. Let me just read a little bit. Speaking your truth. Yeah, speaking your truth. I feel like you're very authentic. Heartfelt communication, right speech. Let me just look at this real quick. Don't hold your tongue out of fear that you aren't enough or don't deserve to have your say. I feel like that's not a problem with you. I feel like you say what you need to say. You don't think that you're not enough. You think you're way more than enough, and almost like, if anything, like you're lucky to be with me. Like you have that kind of an attitude, which is good, because it's not like you're waiting around for some guy to, like, you know, tell you. Like, you tell them, like, you know, God bless. Like, you have like the power here. Trust, truth, we all share. Yours is no less valid than anyone else's and deserves to be heard. I feel like you know that. As you choose to speak up and speak out, for you can be a clear channel for what needs to be said. Your voice is so very important, for you are a unique being with your own calling and destiny. Practice choosing your words consciously as you voice a difficult truth or speak up on behalf of someone who has felt powerless. All right, so I feel like sometimes when men are having sex with you, almost like they maybe feel like emasculated a little bit, like because you are so take charge, it almost makes them feel like, I feel like there's something here where men feel like they can tell that you get off on like how attracted they are to you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like you're looking, like, say this is you and them, they're on the bottom, you're on the top here. It's almost like they're seeing a reflection of themselves when they look at you. Like, they want to see how, like, you want to see how, like how turned on they are by you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're almost like realize that you're getting off on how turned on they are by you, which isn't bad or anything, but I think it's like all about you. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm the best. Like, you know what I mean? Something like that. I also feel like I was saying, like, you don't have any trouble like speaking up if something isn't like to your liking or something. I don't feel like you're someone that would necessarily like fake an orgasm or anything like that. I feel like you're very authentic. So again, that whole like emasculating thing, maybe you're like, okay, that's not working, like blah 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 blah, like something like that. With this North Star, or I'm sorry, North Node, but like, yeah, I'm getting like a North Star, almost like people feel like, come hell or high water, like ain't no mountain high enough like to keep me from you. Like, I'll get in a hot air balloon here and like sail over it. I'll figure out what I have to do. Oh, this does say North Star. Process, development, practice, path, beacon, blossoming. I feel like people really see you as somebody that they want to like lock it down with. As far as you, I can't really tell. If you seem more like you're just into like the fun of, like I was saying, I feel like you could be a fire sign, even though you did get a water energy here as your animal spirit, and you didn't really get fire. I don't know, just the tiger's eye and this volcano. Like, I mean, I'm just getting that you have a very masculine sort of an energy, like a fiery masculine energy, almost like a King of Wands energy. Like, you're the one in control, you're the one calling the shots, and people definitely see that and almost like let you call the shots, but at the same time they end up feeling like a little bit, I think, emasculated because you're so take charge that they almost feel like, almost like maybe like you're using them for your own like gratification, like, or something like that. I feel like people end up feeling, but actually I mean, I'm not saying that they like that they don't like it. Maybe they like it, like, you know what I mean? Like, and they're like, ooh, like, oh my god, like in a sexual way, like it could be very hot for them. So let's see how they feel about the actual sex to see. Because it's not necessarily, I mean, why would you not want to think that your person's attracted to you? I'm not saying it like it's a bad thing, but this is definitely a message that I'm getting. Like, maybe you like to do it in front of a mirror so you could see how like beautiful you are, like, or something, like where there's something where they're like, okay, like they just want to like, I don't know, like get off on how hot they are or something like that. And like they could tell maybe like that about you, something about when you're having sex. So let's see. I wasn't really asking a question, but it's the Five of Wands. All right, let's just ask, how do men view you, like the sex with you when you're having sex? If that wants to come out, it'll come out. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands. You know what you're doing. I love it. Okay, wait, let's see. Queen of Wands, Leo energy. Oh my god, and we just got Strength, Leo energy. Yeah, you could be a Leo. Definitely. Let's see. King of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Strength. I was just hearing a song in my head. She got her own. Knowing she can do for herself makes me want to give her my wealth. I feel like people really want to like be your boyfriend, be your husband. They want to like, with the King of Pentacles, come forward and like show you that they're like it and like you should be with them. But I feel like they come through in this strong energy and then you just like take them down. Like I just like can't. Like I really like look at this. It's like a power struggle with you or something like that, and you win. Like or something. Like I really feel like that. Wait, let's get a few more. The Queen of Cups, interesting. And one more. A lot of like queens and kings. It's like 3. And the 6 of Swords. Sorry, let me just like fix these. I feel like they're all out of whack. All right, and we have the 10 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So I feel like people are very sad when it's over with you or whatever, like when your connection comes to an end, for sure. I feel like, especially if they hear that you're with somebody else, they really like miss you and are upset. Like I feel like you really emotionally affect the people that you have sex with the Queen of Cups. I almost feel like that's them. Like they almost like, I feel like they come through in this King of Pentacles energy and then like you do your thing right, and then they're just like under your, not even under your spell, but like under your control or something like that. Like not that you're trying to control them, but they feel like they have no control. Like you just, even if they're coming, I feel like, yeah, with that whole emasculating, yes, with that whole emasculating thing, it's like they kind of come in like this, like, ooh, like I'm gonna rock your world. And especially if they're doing something that you don't like or something, I feel like you'll just kind of hop on and like do it your way or something like that. And then they kind of feel like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like, not that there's anything wrong with that. Again, like, better to be like that than to like fake an orgasm and just make them think they're doing something right. But I feel like they're almost like embarrassed or something like that. But I mean, get over it. Like, what are you gonna do? Queen of Wands, like you're hot, hot, hot. Like they're about it. Like I feel like maybe you do like I was saying, like maybe you like strip tease and do like some stuff like that where you're like, or you try, like you do stuff that you know is sexy, but like they know you're doing it or something like that. Like they see that, like, not that you have to try to be sexy, but almost like you know how to like make yourself look sexy. Like you do certain things like you could take off your clothes really sexy and like, but just try to act like you're not trying to do that. Like, does that make sense? I bet they're like, okay, I know what you're doing. Like, yes, you're fucking hot. Like, stop, get over here. Like something like that. With the Queen of Cups, again, I feel like it almost like whatever happens in the bedroom, like just turns these like men into mush where they're almost just like, they feel emasculated, but not like in a bitter way, almost in like a helpless way where they're just like, okay, like whatever you want, like blah, 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 something like that. What is a 6 of Swords? Let's get a clarifier for that. The 3 of Cups, I feel like they just want to like experience it all with you. They really enjoy your body from like head to toe. If they, and I feel like when people can't, like, especially if like you guys have like hooked up but like never actually like had sex, like I feel like they get like, people get really sexually frustrated. People are so desirous of you, like, is that the word? Just, you're just so desirable to people that like, I feel like with that 10 of Swords, like they really do get upset, like if they either have to not have sex with you anymore or like something like that. But I feel like you have a very strong impact in the bedroom. I feel like you're very powerful, you're very fiery, you're very authentic, very confident, very confident, but not mean. We have the Queen of Cups here, so that has to be said. Like, you're just somebody that knows what you want. And again, like we have this like fire energy here. Like this could be Leo or Aries energy. This is Leo energy here. So I feel like that's like somebody that like knows what they want and like are not afraid to like get it. Like if someone's taking too long, like again, it's like you'll just jump on and be like, okay, this is what I want. Like, you know, blah, 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 something like that. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, but I mean, step up your game, buddy, if like you're not, I don't know. But maybe, I don't know, like if you don't want, like, you know, people to feel this way, you could sort of like try to find a more subtle approach, but it doesn't feel like you're like a subtle person at all. We have a volcano here, so like maybe that wouldn't necessarily work for you. And you'll just like find a guy that wants to be like dominated by your very powerful energy here. God bless. I hope you find them. But yeah, if they see it as very fun with you, very like a really good time, very enjoyable, but there's definitely some sort of like power flip here where maybe they think you're going to be sort of like they're going to show you, but like you show them. So I really like this reading. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please like, comment, or subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.